This is January 8th, 1984, and we're going to have a little foolishness from Nan and Grandpa Brown.
Hello there, honey. Give me a number. What you all think I gotta have a number for? Well, wait till I get the words out of my mouth before you start yelling number at me. You just like an old woman. Well, I ain't taking no bossing today. You give me the number. Give me the number of the restaurant I want and be quick about it, see? The restaurant where John works. That's the way to handle them people and smart Alex.
Hello?
Hello there, honey. This is Mrs. Lucinda Frizz down on Codfish Row. But where is the restaurant where I got the soup with the fly in it? Is that what I got on the phone?
Sorry about that.
Sorry? Doesn't know how to say sorry. By the way, what's the name of that recipe that you have down there with the horse meat in it?
That, my dear Mrs. Frizz, was smothered beef.
Well, you need to be arrested for cruelty to horses, 'cause that's just what it is. That animal that used to wear that meat must have died somehow long time ago, 'cause I couldn't even chew that meat. That was so tough that several senior citizens was trying to chew it and they broke off their false teeth. By the way, your place smells worse than that skunk I bought for myself.
A skunk? Whatever did you get a skunk for?
Well, I heard that skunk grease was good for rheumatiz, and when I patched the skunk, I figured I'd get some skunk's grease on me.
Where do you think you're going to keep him?
Where's it going to keep him? Well, under the bed, of course. Where do you suppose?
Under the bed? What about the smell?
Well, let the darn thing get used to him since I had to. By the way, down at your restaurant where John works, do you serve crabs?
Why, sure. We serve everyone. Come in anytime. Why did you leave so suddenly today, after you ordered your lunch?
I don't know if I want to talk to you anymore, but I'll tell you this. I asked for sausage, and John went out to get some, and I heard the dog yelp something awful, and I was afraid I was going to get the dog's tail to eat. But some thought you don't suppose he was whining because he thought that I was eating out of his dish, does you?
Well, I never. The least you can do is compliment us on our tea and our coffee.
I know this. When you say that it's tea, it tastes like kerosene. And when it tastes like turpentine, you say it's coffee. And when it tastes like bleach water, well, I know that you have imported it all the way from Gardner, Maine. By the way, that reminds me, I want to tell you about the letter that I received from the State House. You remember that home brew that we made the other day? Well, everybody liked it. Well, there was Tom and Winnie and Ellen and John and David and Corrine and Ron and Lily and Sharon and lots of people who drank it. They liked it.
What has that got to do with a letter from the State House?
Well, I'm trying to tell you. I sent a sample of that to them for testing. And this is the report that they sent to me. That's what the letter is.
Well, read it.
Well, it says, "We are sorry to inform you that your horse died of diabetes."
Mrs. Frizz, did you take my suggestion and try going to church?
Well, I tried. I went down to that church that you told me I ought to go to, and when I went into the entry...
You don't call it an entry. You call it a vestibule.
Well, when I went into the vestibule, and I started down the alley...
Wait, you don't call it an alley. You call it an aisle.
Well, when I went down the aisle, and I sat me down in a box seat...
Box seat? You don't call it that. You call it a pew. A pew.
Pew? That's what they all said when I went down the alley.
Mrs. Friz, I am tired of talking to you. Will you get off this phone so I can go to work? By the way, when are you going to settle your bill? I'll tell you, I'll meet you halfway. I'll forget half of it.
Good. I'll meet you halfway too. You forget half of it and I'll forget the other half. And I want to tell you one more thing. The next time that I go to that damn old restaurant where John works, I won't be wearing my mistletoe on my lapel. I'll be wearing it on the coat tail. Goodbye.
There's a long, long trail. When I grow too old to dream, is that it? Next, in the good old summertime. I guess Jerry is going to bow out on this one. Next one is Oh Susanna. Now I think the final number that would be appropriate would be Good Night Ladies. Do you want to play in the good old summertime? It's not summer, but want to play in the good old summertime? Okay.
That's a product of aging.
You got the wrong one down. What did you intend to put down there? What did you intend to put down there?
I'm trying to tell you. I was supposed to put down Good Night Ladies. Nice plan.
Good good night, ladies. Okay, we all set on that? I guess that's appropriate. All set? A couple who wanted to marry appeared before a cranky judge and showed him the license. He looked at it and said, "Take it back to the clerk. It has no date." They returned later with the corrected license. But now the judge noted that the bride's middle name had been omitted. So he directed them to take it back to the clerk and have it written in. Back they went, and when they returned, the judge noted that the court seal had been omitted. "Go back and have the clerk put it on," he said. This was done, and the judge performed the ceremony. Just then, he noticed a boy by the door. "Whose boy is that?" he asked. "Ours," said the groom. "Do you mean that you had him before?" "Yes, Your Honor." The judge said, "I suppose you realize this child is a technical bastard?" "That's funny," replied the bridegroom, grinning. "That's what the clerk just said about you." Well, I'll tell you a couple of more. Bishop Flaherty needed his chimney cleaned and called a chimney sweep. When the bishop heard the price for cleaning, he said, "Forget it, I'll clean it myself." "Okay," said the chimney sweep with a shrug. "Suit yourself." Pat went to Father Ryan and confided that he found life empty. "Why?" asked the father. "Because the woman I love has just rejected my proposal of marriage." "Don't let that get you down," said Father Ryan. "A woman's no often means yes." "But she didn't say no," replied Pat sadly. "She said phooey." Pat and Mike were talking, and Pat asked Mike if he had done any hang gliding lately. Mike replied, "No, be Jesus, not since I heard about the two hunters who were talking a while ago, and one says to other that he shot at a funny-looking big bird and it dropped the man it was carrying." Mrs. McGorrigle was standing with the undertaker near the table where her deceased husband, Pat, lay. The undertaker was making out the obituary. Did he belong to the Grange? Nope. Did he belong to the Elks? Nope. The Kiwanis? Nope, she replied. The Knights of Columbus? Nope. The Ku Klux Klan? The Ku Klux Klan? What in blazes is that? She yelled. Why, that's one of those devils under the sheet, the undertaker replied. Mrs. McGorrigle turned from green to orange and shouted, and that's what he was, begorra. The priest thought he'd go into the nursing home to visit his friend, Mike O'Toole. They discussed the monotony of the place, the meals and so forth, and were having a Bible study when they were interrupted by the maid bringing in the lunch on a tray. Mike looked it over and said, Jesus Christ, the same yesterday, today, and forever. This old man didn't feel very well, and so he thought it was time for a checkup. So he went to the doctor, and the doctor gave him an examination and said, you look healthy. You have good color. Yep. You have good blood pressure. Yep. You eat hearty meals. Yep. You have movement every day. Yep. Regular? Say 7 o'clock? Yep. That's good. Nope. Why? Why not good? I don't get up till 8. Oh, goodness. That's something. This bus was loaded with senior citizens and on its way to a meeting. And one seat was occupied by a man and woman, the man sitting near the aisle. There was one more passenger to get on, and the bus stopped to pick up a woman. She looked all around, but there was no seat. The man also looked around, and seeing no seat, said to the lady standing, "Come, lady, sit in my lap. I'm an old man and am harmless." She paid no attention to him. He repeated, "Here, lady, I'm an old man, as I said before. Come sit in my lap. I'm harmless," I said. She ignored him again, but after the third time, she sat on his lap. The bus rolled along for a few minutes. Then the man said to the lady on his lap, "I guess you better get up, lady. I'm not as old as I thought I was." I had to speak to a group of AA members, and as I arrived, one of the members asked me, "Are you on the program?" I said, "Oh, yes." He asked, "How long have you been on the program?" I said, "Oh, I don't go on for about an hour." He said, "Well, don't put it off." How about that?
Well, I got to call up Mr. Jones, because Mr. Jones is the caretaker of my cottage, and I got to call him up. Let me see about calling now. I got to dial his phone.
Hello?
Is this you, Mr. Jones? Well, this is Jerry Brown. You remember that I hired you as my caretaker for my cottage? And I told you to take good care of my little old auntie, my sweet little kitty cat?
Yes, and I'm glad you called. I wanted to get in touch with you. The cat is dead.
The cat is dead! Oh, I'm shocked! You could have said he fell off the roof and got hurt, and then I could have prepared myself. Oh, my dear sweet little kitty cat is dead. Oh, why didn't you say he was up on the roof and he fell off? And perhaps you could have said he broke his leg or something, and the next day when I called, you could have said he was worse, and then you could have said he had gone to sleep and he didn't wake up. If you only said in the beginning, why didn't you tell me he was up on the roof or something? Oh, because he's shocked. Well, how is my sweet little old auntie doing?
Well, she's up on the roof.
I got to make another telephone call here. I got to call St. Peter and tell him. Let me see here.
Hello, this is St. Peter.
Well, St. Peter, I is calling you for some information. I understand that all the clocks in that place go at different speeds, and I want to know if this is true, and I want you to know why that is.
Well, did you notice that each clock has someone's name on it? For instance, there is one for Ron, and one for Tom, and one for David, one for John, and one for Jeff.
Well, why do they go for different speeds?
The speed is determined by the amount of sinning one does. For instance, the more sinning you do, the faster the clock goes.
Well, why haven't you got one there for Pud Brown? He goes at quite a pace. I didn't hear you say Pud's name.
Oh yes, Bud's clock is going so fast that we have it in the boiler room. We are using it for a fan.
Okay, thank you very much. I gotta make another telephone call here. I'm gonna call Walt Brown.
Hello?
Hi, Wally. Listen, what'd you do with the tea strainer?
I didn't have the tea strainer.
Well, you must have had the tea strainer. The teacups are right here on the shelf where you didn't even do the dishes. You left the dirty teacups for me to wash, but I want to know where's the tea strainer.
Well, I didn't have the tea strainer.
Well, if you made the tea and there's no tea leaves, what did you strain the tea with?
I used the flash water.
Now, I'd like to say to everybody, if you don't like the way we prepare our meals at our house, and you should come to our house to eat, we have a little advice.
Come after breakfast, bring along your lunch and leave for supper time. If you do that, I'm positive that we will treat you fine. For everybody's welcome at our house, whether in rain or shine. If they come after breakfast, bring along their lunch and leave for supper time. Okay. The older I get, the more my bones rattle. John mentioned at the beginning of the program that we were going to provide a little foolishness. This number that I'm going to play on the harmonica is a little more appropriate, I think. Amazing Grace.
Now there was old Al Nathan Shaw, the most regular man you ever saw. Long about 4:30 in the afternoon, he'd start, whistle that old jig tune, take the big blue jug from the buttery shelf and trot down cellar to draw himself old cider enough to last him clean through the winter evening. 2 quarts would do. Well, just as regular as he took that jug, old Aunt Shaw would yap through her old cross mug. Now, Nathan, for goodness sake, take care. You always trip on that second stair. Seems as though you was just possessed to break that jug. So very best there is in town. You know was given to me by my great Aunt Sue. For goodness sakes, why don't you light a tin dish down? You'll break that jug. Always the same sympathetic years. Always the same old twits and jeers slammed for the 19,000th time. And still we wonder, my friends, at crime. But Nathan took it meek up, and all he said was, "Please shut up. Well, you know what befell the pitcher that went to the old-time well? Or whether 'twas that his time had come, and the still old limbs were weak and numb, or whether his nerves at last gave in to Aunt Shaw's everlasting chin. Well, one day he slipped on the cellar stair, whirled round, caught at the empty air, and clean to the foot of them stairs smack he bumped on the bulge of his humped old back. And he'd hardly finished the final bump when Aunt Shaw, she give a jump and yelled downstairs and nagged about, "Dad, wreck your hide to break that jug!" Poor Nathan lay there flat, knocked in the shape of an old cocked hat. "To break that jug?" she was yelling still. "No, darn your hide, but I vow I will." You'd have thought the house was going to fall when that old jug smashed against the cellar wall.